The Young Messiah, rated PG-13.
So this is a pretty serious role when you came into it, reading the script. What were your... Did you cry during reading the script?
I did.
What was
I
your...
did. I have no shame around the fact that this story made me cry. I was grateful for it. I think it's rare that you read a story or read a script that has that kind of effect on you. But I did, it was also one of those movies that I thought, well, it's in the script, but the journey from script to screen is fraught with so many potential things that can dilute that emotion, and there's always a sense the first time you watch a film of wondering whether we really captured that. Mm-hmm. And there were times during the shooting I was wondering, is this movie going to be too emotional? Because it's not easy to watch in parts, and it's always curious to me how that's handled. And I think the director, Patricia, did a really nice job of bringing some comedy into it and some lightness. And essentially, really, it's a positive story, And I think knowing that and knowing that you were a part of putting something out there that could be, a potentially positive thing in people's lives was really, it's an honor.
Yeah, and meeting the Beams and seeing their parenting, did you feel like you grew, or seeing their faith, did you feel like you grew personally from...
Absolutely. I grew up in a family. My parents divorced when I was 5. I didn't have a great example of that solidarity, and I think there's some cynicism that can come with that experience at a young age. And I would look around at other people in relationships and also see, people are very quick to complain about the hardships of marriage and family, and that cynicism can be really contagious, and it's easier to sort of go, yeah, it's too hard, But to see an example and actually spend time around a family where they, based on their beliefs, are so committed to the values of family and commitment and loyalty, and seeing the fruits of that investment, seeing the love they have within their family, and really that's part of what got them through this really trying experience that the movie goes into, was definitely inspiring. And just to see that it's possible, I think is I definitely took heart in that,
So meeting the real doctor and seeing him, did you see him interact with children, and what was your response to that?
Well, I met him on Skype first, and my first question was, Doctor, what happened? Is real? The story is real? It's accurate, or it has some touches of, it's Hollywood? And he said, no, it's real. I know that it has no explanation. This medical condition called pseudo-obstruction motility disorder has no cure, but the thing is that she's good. I cannot explain that because usually this doesn't happen, but she's right. And I said, so it's a miracle. And he said, no, I cannot say that word. It's forbidden.
Yeah.
So, but something unexplainable happened. So, yeah.
Yeah, and but the movie talks about seeing miracles in your everyday. Did you feel like you grew and you were able to see kind of more of that through the movie, or?
Well, when you're a kid, when you talk about miracles, you expect the big things to happen. But as you grow up and you start grounding everything, it's like, well, big miracles doesn't exist. Sometimes exist for a few people, but there are many, many tiny miracles that happen in our daily basis, and that's the kind of miracles we need to see. And we need to be open to see all these small miracles that happen, like breathing, living, eating, loving, watching the sunset, whatever. Yeah.
And you probably met maybe some children who were sick, and what would your advice be to the parents or to the children?
Well, that was very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
When I was at the hospital with the real doctors, when I was getting trained, I visited a lot of kids, and I knew that most of them, I don't know if they make it or not, but there's no cure for that condition. I was asking the doctor, how can you live on a daily basis watching kids with, it's very sad. I couldn't do this every day. But he said, it's a different way of, a different perspective, because I think that when you are able to heal them or to give them quality of life, at least for a couple of months or a couple of years, you feel blessed. And that's how we live, because we feel that we're giving hope.
Faith leaders everywhere are calling the young Messiah an exhilarating family experience.
From my womb would come a son, you, named Jesus.
Focus on the Family calls it a remarkable movie.
Why did God choose me? What if I'm not strong enough?
And Hugh Hewitt raves it's a spectacular movie that should not be missed.
He's just a child.
He is not just a child.
The Young Messiah, rated PG-13.